Hey there everyone, welcome back to my channel Understanding Cardano. My name is Will Norris and this is your go-to source for all things Cardano related. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and bell icon to stay updated with the very latest happening. Today we have an exciting topic to dive into, the upcoming Chang Hard Fork. We'll cover what Chang is, why it's important, what changes it will bring, and how it impacts you. So let's get started. First, let's talk about what a hard fork is. Simply put, a hard fork is a major upgrade to a blockchain protocol. This upgrade isn't backwards compatible, so nodes running the old software can't validate new blocks created by the updated version. Think of it like a major update to your computer's operating system. After you install it, certain applications or files might not work unless they are updated too. Similarly, in a blockchain, a hard fork requires all participants, whether they're miners, node operators, or users, to upgrade to the latest version to continue participating in the network. Hard forks can happen for various reasons: adding new features, improving security, fixing bugs, or changing network rules. When a hard fork occurs, the blockchain splits into two parts, one following the new protocol and the other following the old. This sometimes leads to new cryptocurrencies, like Bitcoin Cash and Ethereum Classic after they split from their respective chains. However, not all hard forks lead to a split. For example, in Cardano, the intention is that the whole community transitions smoothly to the new protocol, rather than creating a separate chain. This is achieved through extensive planning and testing, and ultimately a superpower that Cardano has being its hard fork combinator. Cardano has a unique approach called the hard fork combinator, allowing for seamless transitions between protocol versions without network disruptions or splits. This method ensures a smooth upgrade process, keeping all participants on the same chain. Once activated, the transition is instantaneous, allowing the network to operate without interruptions. It's like updating an app on your phone where the new version takes over immediately without needing to reinstall or reconfigure. The upcoming Chang Hard Fork is a perfect example of this, aiming to bring significant enhancements to the Cardano ecosystem without causing any disruptions. So now that we understand what a hard fork is and how Cardano handles these upgrades through its hard fork combinator, let's dive into the specific features and improvements coming with Chang. So what is Chang? Chang is a hard fork designed to establish robust on-chain governance for Cardano. Scheduled tentatively for July, it will be activated once 70% of the node operators upgrade to Cardano Node 9.0. This upgrade is significant as it marks a transition towards the minimum viable on-chain governance outlined in SIP 1694, SIP standing for Cardano Improvement Proposal. Upon the upgrade, Cardano will enter a new era, unique in the crypto industry as it becomes a true network state. Following the Chang Hard Fork, there will be three main bodies responsible for governance on Cardano. These are the Constitutional Committee, the Stake Pool Operators, or SPOs, and the Delegate Representatives, or the DREPs. The Constitutional Committee is responsible for the ratification and oversight of the Cardano Constitution. The Stake Pool Operators are responsible for network maintenance and also voting on some, but not all, governance actions. The DREPs are responsible for voting on all governance actions. They create a fluid democracy and essentially are the politicians in the new era on the Cardano network following Chang. A little bit more detail on all three of these. The Constitutional Committee is a crucial body responsible for overseeing and ensuring the integrity of the governance process. Primarily, the committee has authority to approve or reject governance actions and oversee that the process adheres to the rules defined in the Constitution. At this moment in time, the Cardano community is going through an election where we are putting in place the interim Constitutional Committee. Now, the interim committee is going to oversee the transition through Chang into the permanent committee going forward at the end of 2024. The interim committee will be made up of 7 members, 4 of which are already predefined. These are Intersect, and then the 3 founding entities, IOG, Emergo, and the Cardano Foundation. The remaining 3 spots are going through an election process at this moment in time, and it's open to vote for ADA holders up until the 23rd of June, so just a few more days. Stake pool operators, or SPOs, play a dual role in Cardano's ecosystem by maintaining the network and also being able to participate in governance. Primarily, their responsibilities are ensuring a smooth operation of the Cardano blockchain by validating transactions and creating new blocks. Post-Chang, they will be able to vote on governance actions, although not all governance actions, and we'll get into that a little bit in the future. Delegate representatives, or DREPs, are individuals elected by ADA holders to represent their interests in governance matters. A DREP is essentially a politician on the Cardano blockchain post the Chang Hard Fork. Their voting power is weighted according to the amount of ADA that is delegated to them by the ADA holders in the Cardano community. This system creates what's called a fluid democracy, where the weighting that any individual DREP has can fluctuate immediately as delegates move their ADA delegation to different representatives or DREPs based on whatever the issue is that's currently being debated or voted on. It's an interesting new system where a politician as such does not hold a fixed term as we see in most governments around the world. DREPs are able to vote on all governance actions. It's an exciting new system that hopefully brings a truly fair democracy to an on-chain and transparent ecosystem. It's going to be a game changer for Cardano and the blockchain industry as a whole. So how do you become a DREP? Well, anyone can become a DREP on Cardano. It just takes a few minutes to register on SanchoNet, and you yourself can become a DREP. Now, it's important to note that when I talk about delegation of ADA to a DREP to increase or decrease their weight of their vote, this is very different to the delegation you make to a stake pool operator. That delegation is where you and the SPO are participating jointly to secure the network, and in return, you're rewarded with ADA rewards every epoch. You can still delegate your ADA to that SPO or whichever SPO you want for your ADA rewards. This delegation is a separate delegation that occurs concurrently, and it's purely a delegation of your voting rights. So let's talk about governance action types and on-chain voting. The website here is the Intersect knowledge base page, and it outlines the 7 different governance actions and which of the 3 bodies are able to vote on each action. Now, without going through every single one of these, I want to just make the comment that the reason for why the 3 bodies have different voting rights is really to avoid conflict of interest here across the different types of governance actions. One I want to call out in particular, I think, is protocol parameter changes. So that's things like A0, which is the minimum pledge size, and K, which ultimately affects how many pools you can have, or fully saturated pools you can have in the network. The SPOs have purposely been omitted from being able to vote on this because they will have a conflict of interest for their own personal gain versus what the DREPs and the rest of the ADA holders will have. So I think this is good. Obviously the Constitutional Committee and not being able to vote on a motion of no confidence on itself or an increase in its size is obviously a good another example of avoiding conflicts of interest. So, I think this is a really good approach, and certainly it's going to be an exciting new variation on a democratic process. Phase 1 of the Chang upgrade is the technical bootstrapping phase. It will focus on deploying the minimum viable governance features and ensuring that they function correctly within the network. This phase is crucial for establishing the foundation of Cardano's decentralized governance. In addition to governance, Plutus v3 will also get launched during the Chang upgrade. Now, Plutus is the smart contract language that runs on Cardano, and as part of v3, support for zero-knowledge proofs will go live, enhancing privacy, efficiency, and ultimately allowing for contracts to exist and proofs to exist where one party can prove the truth of a statement without having to reveal additional information. This is very significant and will be a huge addition to the Cardano smart contract landscape. The second phase of the Chang upgrade will move SIP 1694 out of the technical bootstrapping phase and unlock the final features of on-chain governance. Importantly, this includes treasury withdrawals. The treasury serves as Cardano's sovereign wealth fund, and approximately 20% of every transaction fee goes to this into the fund, as is at the moment, and it's been slowly building up over the last few years. I think at one point there's over $1 billion. Obviously, it fluctuates with the ADA value in that system, and it grows all the time, especially as the price of ADA goes up and as more ADA gets allocated to that pot. That sovereign wealth fund will then become activated so that ADA holders, via the governance process, can vote to use and leverage that money around the ecosystem to bootstrap development, for marketing, for also anything we want, really. I mean, we could even vote to give it to ourselves. It's a totally decentralized venture capitalist fund on chain, owned by and controlled by the ADA holders. It's incredibly exciting, and ultimately it'll be the world's largest DAO as well, if it isn't already. Now, towards the end of 2024, the Cardano Constitution Convention will be held in Buenos Aires, and the initial draft version of the Cardano Constitution will be ratified. At that point, Cardano and Chang are complete, and we enter a new era of decentralized blockchain governance being led by Cardano as a unique moment in the industry. Chang brings many benefits for the Cardano ecosystem and the ADA holders. Firstly, it's a unique on-chain governance system. This is a revolutionary moment in the blockchain world and sets a new standard. It's an incredibly exciting moment and the only system to have truly on-chain governance. Second, treasury utilization. As we've talked about, with Chang, the Cardano treasury is unlocked, and the ADA holders, via the governance mechanisms, are able to fund, propose, and leverage all the money that's in that treasury to benefit the ecosystem. It's our own sovereign wealth fund, our own VC that we, the ADA holders, control. Thirdly, the fulfillment of the original vision of blockchain. Chang aligns with this original ethos of blockchain, which really was intended to replace corrupt and inefficient systems with transparent and fair ones. This decentralized governance model epitomizes that concept and forces leaders and governments around the world, as they adopt this, or Cardano shows an example of what can be, where we move from a world where leaders shouldn't be evil to can't be evil. I think Charles Hoskinson often uses that phrase or a similar phrase to that when in his videos. And I think it's really, really valid here. This is what Chang's all about. Fourth, enhanced transparency and security. On-chain governance provides unparalleled transparency. All decisions are recorded on the blockchain, and that transparency can potentially serve as the base infrastructure for various other applications, including running elections, managing companies, governments around the world. Fifth, the empowerment of ADA holders. This governance model empowers the Cardano holders. It gives them a direct voice, either themselves as a DREP or via DREPs, to basically dictate the future of Cardano. 6, innovation and development. By unlocking the treasury, enabling community proposals, Chang fosters an innovative and development-orientated mindset going forward for the Cardano ecosystem. It's a really exciting time, and I think it will be the basis for a huge amount of growth going forward. To conclude, the Chang Hard Fork represents a significant milestone in Cardano's journey towards full decentralization. By empowering the ADA holders and establishing a robust governance framework, Cardano is poised to lead the way in the blockchain space. I strongly encourage everyone to stay engaged and participate in this transformative process. Thank you.